Hello guys, we're back at doing this again. Let's all take a drink to that. So, good day friends, welcome. I am the Philadelphia Whovian, and this video is going to be about my top 10 60 Classic Who episodes. Now, I've done 3 videos before this, and I believe we're now at the part of the sorry, my cat, he's playing at the wires on my computer. So sorry. Oh, we're already beginning this. It's not even like a minute in and we already have technical feline difficulties. Okay, sorry guys, I think we're here now. Okay, so I believe we're now at the slot of the 30 to the 21. So if you want to know what were the 31 through 60 episodes, just watch the previous videos, because I don't want to give a recap. I just want to go right into this next countdown. Okay, so I think we're going to start with number 30. And number 30 is the entire Keys to Time season. You're thinking, oh my god, she completely cheated. She's putting a whole season in one slot for best Doctor Who stories. Well, you know what? Yes, I cheated. Do I look like I'm ashamed? Do I honestly look ashamed for what I did? I'm clearly not. And just to warn you, this is going to happen again, so be prepared. I absolutely love the Keys to Time season, and I could not choose which were my favorite episodes. I do admit that my only weakness spot I find in this season is the last episode. I don't like the Armageddon factor overall at all. But I like everything else in it. I'm just going to overlook the Armageddon factor, maybe even accept there's just something about it I don't see. I'm just like not, paying attention to. That's why I don't like it. Who knows? Who knows, people? What can you do? But overall, yes. For my number 30, I put an entire season, and I'm sticking by it. Oh, I cheated. Yes, I cheated. What is you gonna do about that? Not a darn thing. So, for my number 29 slot, ooh, guys, what can you do? This story is way too expensive to buy. So I finally was able to finally see it online. It was beautiful. And so imagine that DVD is right here. Number 29, The Image of Fendal, or Fendel. I can't remember how to pronounce it very well. I personally like The Image of Fendal or Fendel. Tomato, guys. I liked it very much. I found it very creative, very enjoyable. And it's one of those, episodes I've always had on my to-do list as soon as I could possibly can. It's always been The Image of Fendal, City of Death, Horns of Niemen, and Nightmare in Eden. Those are the 4 episodes, 4 stories I've always been desperate to watch, and that's not including Curse of Fenric and Mind of Evil and Battlefield. Those are the apparent ones I always talk about. These are the ones that oftentimes I don't talk about. But I was able to, of all those, I was able to see The Image of the Fendal. And I thought it was great. Oh, I was never bored. I was never bored watching it. But again, very good characters are in this story, and so it made me care about their characters and really interested in them. And I like how Leela, once again, she's not afraid to go off and do things on her own. That's just her way. Good old Leela. So I personally like Image of the Fendal. I wish I owned it so I could keep watching it. Then I think we're now at 28. I think so. We're with the second Doctor, Jamie and Victoria, in The Web of Fear. This, oh my god. I love The Web of Fear. It had again, good use of your environment. It uses the London Underground very, very well, and I have to give a lot of credit to that. A good use of your space. It also has the Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart in it. I love you, Brigadier. I could be wrong, but this might be the time the Brigadier first appears, but I could be very wrong with that. Don't judge me. If I'm wrong, please, I'm sorry. And the Yeti are there, but also you have the Intelligence, which as we all know will become the Great Intelligence. I loved how it was used. The only problem with this story that's holding it back for me is there's one episode of this, story that is missing, and they have stills where they have the lines, but then you just have stills of the camera shots, and it's like, But this is a very, very, very good story. I'm not going to lie. It's wonderful. I think it gets overlooked a little too much. hmm So, what are we now at? Are we now at 20? I want to say we're at 27, but I'm sorry if I'm wrong. 27. We are at, oh, I think this might have been the first multi-doctor story I ever saw. The Five Doctors. Okay, I know some people who don't like the Five Doctors because you don't see the doctors working together enough. And, you see them in different spots. I'm fine with that. I don't, as long as they're all there. I'm fine. The story, I absolutely love the story. I really love the story. I think it's overall very good. And then you got all the companions, and certain companions are brought back. Then you got the Master there, you got the Cyberman there as well. There's another robotic character, and then they have Rassilon tricking the president or the chancellor. Sorry, I forgot to tell you the other name wrong. But either way, Rassilon is there. It is tricky little devil he is. What can you do? And so I overall just think it's very creative. It got all five doctors there, and it used I think it used footage from Shada, because I believe the fourth doctor didn't want to return. Oh, guys, I really like the Five Doctors. If those people who think it's overrated, or don't like it, I'm sorry, but I don't agree with you. I love the Five Doctors. Now I think we're at number 26. Making sure we're at number 26, I believe we are. Yes, we should be. We're now at an episode that I'm going to get a lot of hate for putting higher than Genesis of the Daleks. What can I do? There's just something about this episode I love watching a little more. Destiny of the Daleks. I've seen this get on people's episodes being like really ridiculous. This is not very good at all. I love Destiny of the Daleks. I love it a lot. I'm not even going to spend much time talking about it because I refuse to, because I want to get through this list, without, really annoying you viewers, because I already had my list a bit way too long earlier. I'm trying to be more frugal with my time. But I like Destiny of the Daleks. I like how we meet Romana changing her face, and then she shows the face of the princess, and then she's wearing just a different color of the exact same thing the fourth doctor's wearing. And then they meet the Movellans, I think the Movellans, and they're at a logical impasse with the Daleks, etc. and so forth. There's just so many things about it that is just so well timed. I really overall enjoy it, and then eventually Davros does get captured. I love it. Like, I really like this episode a great deal. I'm sorry, I love this story. What can you do about it? That's just me. I think we're now at number 25. I should check. Okay, so I think I could be wrong with number 25. Let me see. Yes, I believe that's where we are. 25. The very last story of Classic Who, Survival. Do I really need to say why this is awesome? It is. I'm not going to spend any time saying talking about it. It just is. I love this story. I love this story so much. It ended with a bang. And I will talk about the last quote of the story. The last quote is just so cool. It's the perfect quote for Classic Who to have ended on. It gives you a feeling of, okay, now this is done, but at the same time, a new chapter is still beginning. It gives you the feeling that there's still more happening, even though this show is being canceled. Absolutely perfect. I just love it. Alright, and now I think we're at number 24, sorry if I'm completely wrong. Number 24, though, we have the Ice Warriors. Oh gosh, okay, the Ice Warriors, this and Seeds of Death, just gave me such an appreciation for the Ice Warriors. I love this story. It is just so excellent to me. And I grew acquainted with the idea of the Doctor just not liking computers, and Jamie, Victoria. I love Jamie in it. I always love Jamie. The criticism against this story I usually get from people is that Victoria does a lot of screaming. She does, but that doesn't bog the story down for me. She's screaming because she's scared. She's a woman from like Victorian era, and now she's seeing an ice warrior who captured her. It's frightening. It happens. The only thing that holds down the Ice Warrior for me, and it's not my fault, it just says, again, the animation. And this time, the animation is not good at all. It holds the story back so much. It just does. You have this excellent story that gets held down just by the animation. It's like, no. Oh, why did you have to do this? God, why? But it's okay now, we're on number 23. Looks like I got my numbers completely wrong. And the third Doctor's very, I think, third story, The Ambassadors of Death. Sorry. Guys, this story is almost perfect. I mean, 7-part story, and I am not bored once. You know you wrote a good story when you wrote something like that. The only thing that told this story slightly back is simply the ending feels a little bit anticlimactic, where the villain gets caught and he just walks out. That's it. But you know what? That doesn't hold it back for me really at all, because that's not what it was all about. I was just about the unfolding of the adventure, the journey of the characters, and all that. I was really entertained by everything all throughout, so even if the villain being finally figured out and arrested fell a little flat, that didn't stop this from being one of the greatest parts of not only Classic Who, this is some of the greatest of Doctor Who in general. Okay. So, we have, I think for number 22, we're now at the very beginning of the first Doctor's era, An Unearthly Child. Now, some people might be surprised this is high on the list, because this is known for being a story where the first episode is great, but the last episode sucked. I don't care, guys. The cavemen side of the story doesn't really annoy me. I see why it's not that great or not, but it's because after the first episode, what could top that? An Unearthly Child was so perfect, it just... anything else was going to disappoint after that. So the cavemen, I understand why people are disappointed by it and why it's not the best, but it could be nostalgia for me. This was the very first story I saw of the first Doctor. This is the very first introduction to Doctor Who. In general, the very first episode ever. It therefore is going to hold a special place in my heart, even though people say that the cavemen parts just, you know, bring it down. It doesn't bring it down for me. I'm just still enjoying it and having a good time going throughout time and space. I don't mind the caveman bits. I know they're not perfect, but I'm still fine with those last 3 episodes. I accept they're not going to be as good as the very first episode. And now for number 21, another episode or story I do not have because it's so expensive, but I was able to see it online, and boy is it underappreciated and underrated. Imagine the DVD is right here. The Sixth Doctor with Peri. I think their very first episode when it comes to the first official season that they had together. Attack of the Cybermen. I love Attack of the Cybermen. I mean, I know it's not for everyone because of the violence in it, but I just... why are you watching Doctor Who if you're not going to expect some violence? What are you doing? 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 Sorry. Guys, I'm sorry. I just don't get it. I mean, as long as violence is not gratuitous, like... mind warp. I mean, I know mind warp didn't happen, but just the implications of mind warp. Sorry, I know some people love mind warp, but I don't like mind warp. I don't. Okay, sorry. Attack of the Cybermen. Stay focused. Stay focused. Sorry. Attack of the Cybermen. I am now focused. I'm there, guys. I'm here. I'm present. I just think is excellent. I love everything about it. The idea of him working with the chameleon circuits and then changes shape. It looks like that. And also, the Sixth Doctor grows. No one notices that the Sixth Doctor does grow as a person or as a Time Lord throughout his first season. And parts of his second season too. He does grow. This stereotype we place on that he's always obnoxious is not real. He did develop, darn it. Notice it. So, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this next video of my top 60 Classic Who episodes. I hope you tune in for the next one. Time for me to go make that one. Enjoy yourselves, guys. Have a great one. See you soon.